Hi, my name is Idan, and this is my final project for deep learning course. The idea comes from a real operational problem. Companies that run fleets of delivery couriers on a bike in New York want to reposition couriers before demand surges, not after. Today they react late, once the rush has already happened. So I build a model that predicts hour by hour and for each area of the city separately whether a demand spike is coming. The precise question the model answer is which areas in the next hour will see demand jump above their normal levels. Technically, this is a spatio-temporal forecasting problem. We have to learn both where in the city and when in time. Now I show you the data and how I frame the problem. There is no open database of delivery bikes, so I use the public city bike data, New York's bike share, as a proxy for demand. Every trip that starts in a given area during a given hour counts as one unit of demand. I persist 3 months, April to June 2025, which is about 12 million trips. As you can see, each monthly file is around 900 megabytes, so the code reads only 3 columns: start time and coordinates, and aggregates immediately. I split New York into a 16 by 16 grid of geographic cells and counted the trips in each cell for each hour. The result is a tensor of shape, essentially a movie of hourly demand maps, as you can see right here. And so now, here, I'm going to defining a spike. How do we defining a spike? Relative to each cell. A quiet residential cell and a busy midtown cell are not the same, so one global threshold would be meaningless. For each cell, I set a threshold at the 90th percentile of its own demand, computed on training data only, to avoid leakage. This makes spikes about 9% of cases a deliberately imbalanced target, which matters later. Now, exploratory data analysis. Right here. Before modeling, I checked what structure the data has, because that's what the model needs to capture. This shows total demand over time. There is a very clear daily cycle, as you can see here in the left side, and right here you can see the average demand by hour of day. Two classic peaks, a morning rush and an afternoon rush. Those are commute hours. Here you can see the by day of week, a different pattern between weekdays and weekends. And in the heat map, you can see demand is highly concentrated. The hot cells are the heart of Manhattan. Most cells are quiet, and the few are extremely busy. The takeaway: demand depends on a cell's own history, on its neighbors, and on the time and day. Exactly the three things that spatio-temporal models should capture. Now I show you the model architecture right here. So why a conv LSTM? A plain LSTM would flatten the grid and lose spatial structure. A plain CNN ignores time order. A conv LSTM replaces the linear operations inside the LSTM with convolutions. So each gate sees a cell and its neighbor, while still keeping the the recurrent update over time. That's the right inductive bias for the problem. Demand here next hour depends on the trend here and what's happening nearby. Now you can see the model structure. The model takes a window of the last 24 hours and predicts the next hour. One conv LSTM layer with 48 units, a 3x3 kernel, and a convolutional head that output a value per cell, above 94,000 parameters total. Deliberately small because I trained on CPU only. Two important things I added, which we will come back to in the result. First, calendar channels. A 24-hour window doesn't tell the model which hour and day it's predicted. So I added 5 channels, hour and day, of weeks as sin cosine, plus a weekend flag, which give the model the ability to anticipate. For example, I'm predicting Monday at 8 a.m. Second, a spike weighted loss, plain regression with MSC learn and average and smoother over the peaks. So I gave spike cells several times more weight to force the model to fit the peak specifically. Now the training, baseline, and metrics. The train validation test split is a long time. We never train on the future. The assignment requires comparing to at least one baseline, and I compared to 2 strong ones. Persistence, next hour equals the previous hour, and weekly persistence, next hour equals the same hour 1 week ago. These are hard to beat because demand is highly periodic. A fair and important point, to turn a forecast into a spike, yes or no, you need a decision threshold. Each method products value on a different scale, so I calibrate each method threshold on a validation set, not just my model. That's why no method gets an unfair advantage. The matrix. For regression, MAE and RMSE. For spike detection, precision, recall, F1, and especially PRAUC, which is the right metric for an imbalance target and measure how well the model ranks who will spike independent of any specific threshold. So now we can see the training also right here, and the train curve and the MSC right here. Now we're gonna see the results and the improvement story. So here's the interesting part. The model beats both baseline on 4 of 6 metrics. MAE 5.1 versus over 7.5. It's about 33% better. RMSE 10.8 versus 17.3, about 37% better. Spike recall 0.74, the highest, and PRAUC 0.32 versus 0.29, a clear win on the key metric. The baseline still wins slightly on F1, thanks to higher precision and its operating point, and I show that honesty. But for the operational goal, don't miss the spike so you can pre-position career. Recall and PRAUC are what matter, and there the model wins. So now, analysis, challenges, and future work. The main challenges: data scale, 2.5 GB of raw data. I solved it by reading only 3 colonels and building Windows lazily, because the machine has only 8 GB of RAM. Imbalanced. Spike are only 9%, so plain accuracy is misleading. That's why I use PR, AUC, and recall. A strong baseline, and how I overcome it. Not a threshold trick, but a real improvement to the model. Future work. Add weather data. Rain suppresses cycling and would surely improve accuracy. Forecast several hours ahead for a long repositioning leads time, and use a graph network on real station adjacency instead of rectangular grid. To conclude, I built a custom conv LSTM that forecasts bike demand hour by hour across the city, detect income spikes, and beat strong sessional baseline on the metrics that truly matters for the operational goal. So that's my project, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.